and welcome to the Health Talk. So here on Orusufero Medical Center opposite Katutura, Soweto in Katutura. So we're going to talk today we're going to talk a story, a topic that we all have been wanting to hear. A story really that brings impact into our society and that changes our society. So we have heard it from long time ago. We have heard it even now again today. Why are men more likely to have more marital affairs in their lifetime? So the story did not start today, as we all know. The story even started in the Bible. We see it from Abraham, his wife, Sarah, and Haggai. The story went on to Jacob. The story went on, and to the last man we all have been talking about, the man of wisdom, Solomon. The word of God tells us that he had 700 wives and he had 300 concubines, giving him 1,000 wives. So we take it from the Bible and then we take it really to the history where our forefathers used to have 3 wives, 5 wives. What is the story behind that? And then we take it into the Western culture, really, how African culture we have been colonized by the Western culture. They introduced the Christianity to us. By introducing Christianity to us, they introduced polygamy, whereby one man, one wife. Polymonogamy, thank you for that. One man and one wife. But still that, the story didn't end, did it? No. We still, themselves, the preachers of the world, were not doers of the word. We see pastors having a lot of wives in the Western Europe there. We see them having more wives. What is the story behind that? And then again, to finish, we see now the introduction of one man, one woman, whereby now, since the story didn't end up there, now the thought is they introduced a law whereby a man is allowed to have more wives. But still today, a man cannot keep one wife. A man is having more marital affairs. And so today we are going to talk deeper about it. Why is it men are more likely to have more marital affairs in their lifetime? So today we are very much privileged to have marriage counselor Pastor Paul, who is a marriage counselor, who is a pastor, and also who is a leader in Christian Campus Crusade. Pastor, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And again, as you all know, the sponsors of this, the Health Talk Show, the founder and the man of God, Dr. Tony, who is also a doctor, who is the founding of this Orusufero Medical Center. Like I said, it's in Katutura, opposite Soweto Market. Doctor was also the founder of Christ Internal Word Ministry in Okakara Grufande in capital city of Namibia. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you very much to have me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. Like I said to all the viewers, they take your book and your notebook, take your book and a pen, because this story we're going to have a lot of notes. So as I said earlier, that it is a topic whereby we want to take on the story why men are more likely to have more marital affairs in their lifetime. What is your view on that, Pastor Paul?
Okay, thank you very much.
Experience.
I'm happy being here with you and answering in this question, which is for now, for this century and the time we are going through, it's an actual issue. So to answer your question, I have some experiences about this.
Okay.
Yes. First, for me, I can say that yes, in my culture, I can remember mostly the chief of the villages, chief of the areas, having a lot of women. This is like demonstrating their power and sometimes even their riches. Yeah, I can remember also some business people in my country who was having a lot of wives, just to testify that they are powerful, they are rich.
Okay.
But yes, better I can say also that this is not the plan of God. God never create a man to have a lot of wives. No. That's why if you go, because you started by the Bible,
Yes.
if you go back to the Bible, you see God created Adam and gave to him only Eve to help him and to stay together with him, and together they had the mission to have children and to expand the human race around the world, just with Eve. That's why you can see in the Bible, if you read in the book of Genesis chapter 2, verse 24, there you will see that it's written that the man will have just his wife. Man will leave his father and his mother, and he will abide on his wife. It's not written he will abide with their wives.
Yeah.
No, it's just one wife. So if the situation is coming now, we can leave this situation now. I can say it's because of selfishness of men, and even can go far the sinful heart of the human being. But the Lord never create a man to have a lot of wives.
Wow, thank you very much, Pastor Paul. And also in my point of view, I can say that it's lack of wisdom. The more the wives, the more financially really doesn't make any sense. And I go to Pastor Tony. What is your view? What is your experience in the story of more men having more marital affairs in their lifetime?
Okay, as Pastor Pauline has said it, we have been seeing it in our environment, in our society, where we live. We have seen it in our culture, our forefather, our grandparents, and so on. Most was sign of power, sign of riches, sign of showing that they are well off, they can handle many women and have many children. So, and then Christianity came and then brought monogamy, but we are also seeing that extra-marital affairs happening. I have a clear example 20 years ago now, or 18 years ago. I was still a medical officer in the regions somewhere in my country, and I was in charge of clinical affairs. I mean that the doctor in charge of other doctors. And I was on call that night that I was called. There's an emergency in hospital, come and see. Yes, serious. So I drove quickly to the hospital at night, and they told me, no, this our secretary is there, but our secretary, what was happening? Arriving there, our secretary had half of his genital part of men. So cut, and then it was hanging. What happened? They said, no, extra-marital affair. So there's a soldier with the wife, and our secretary was also going to the house of that wife when the soldier goes to mission. So whenever the soldier goes to mission, the secretary was going there. And then people around started coming and telling
the men.
The men, no, there's something is happening. The guy from hospital, then one day, the man created a fake trip. Say, no, I'm going admission for 2 weeks, I'll be coming there after 2 weeks. Now he went night, the guy, no, the lady is not here, the guy is gone, you can come. So the secretary went there. When I went and then entered, was there, the man came back. Late night, the knock. Open. Now people say, oh, who is there? Open is the owner of the house.
Okay.
Now, the house did not have big window where you will stay. Only the door. So then the soldier opened, soldier, they usually nice knife. Well made. So he had this knife. When he entered, and then we got our secretary. And he said, okay, I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going just to cut the things that brought you in.
Nice lesson for life.
He carried, and then the car was bleeding. Good enough because of shouting, the neighbors came out, they took him to the hospital where he was. And then I can find him. Right enough, the guy did not cut the urethra. If not, it could be more difficult. And we thank God I had also some few good skills in surgery that time. We managed to repair it. But he was for more than 2 weeks in the hospital for the things to get well. So it is something that is happening daily. And yes, we will know maybe why clinically or biologically later on. But experience we have it is happening.
It is happening, really. Thank you very much, Doctor, for sharing that story, giving us a light in that. I'll go to Pastor Pauline. You spoke of this is the sinful nature of a man, but you do not go a little bit deep. Can you tell us when you say what is the sinful nature of a man, what do you mean?
Yes, it's a sinful part of a man. Let's take the example of Father Abraham.
Yes.
Abraham got a wife who was Sarah. Sarah was his wife. Now it happened that Sarah, for lacking the children, she allowed her husband to have a servant, Hagar. And this one was not God telling Abraham to get that wife, because they were having a promise of the Lord, waiting from the Lord a children of promise. That because she lacked patience, she went quick, and then now they got a child. That child is the main problem of the humanity today.
Yeah.
That's one of the examples. So I can say that when men mostly go out of their marital house, it's not really because they are allowed, but they are going because they want maybe to make another experience with another wife, because men can see and be attracted by what he's saying. And then also man can be outside of his house, his own house, can be by the mistake of their wives. For example, for my case, I got married with my wife, and then before we become together, we started by being engaged. And now the problem started that time. When I approached my fiancée in that time, who is my wife today, she accepted. After giving me time, she went, she reflected on my demand, and then she came, she agreed, she said, okay, we can start our program together. Now, I started planning that we must get married. Later on, but before that time, before me be together with, to have that project of marriage, I was having my girlfriend.
Okay.
Now, I chose to get married and stop with this relationship. Now, when I went to my wife, she get the information that I was having a girlfriend. Now, after saying yes, she changed her mind, telling me that no, because you are having a girlfriend, from now on, we stop this project with me. So why? I tried to convince her, saying that no, you know, this was my girlfriend, but you are the one I want my wife. You are my wife.
Girlfriend and things.
I want to marry you. She said, no, go with this one. Are you serious? Yes. Okay. And I said, okay. So you can continue. Then I went back to my girlfriend. She was angry with me, but I said, no, she's no more accepting me because of you. So let us now change our status so that we can get married together. We started now. We tried to start, but now at the same time my fiancé find a work. I was statistician after my studies, my school, but I didn't get work. Now she knew that I was a statistician, and where she was working, they were looking for one of this kind of person. Then she sent me a letter telling me that they are looking for a statistician here, if you can come. I said, how she can? Okay. Statistician said, okay, let me go. I went at that place and I did my interview. It was successful. Then I got the job. Now I had to move from where we were staying with my girlfriend, and now I'm going where my can I say ex-fiancé?
Yes, ex-fiancé.
Now ex-fiancé is. I started working, and then our relationship became now close again. We started. She came, she apologizes. Also me, I apologize. Then we started.
And the girlfriend is still in that
The girlfriend is still there. She's still there. Even when I was going, she was very upset. She said, are you going again there? That will we really get married? I said, wait for me. And then when I went there, we started, okay. I explained it to my fiancé. I said, you know, you make trouble on me. From now on, I went back to my girlfriend, and I told her that we are going to get married. Now, from now on, I don't know what I can do. Now, I was making every arrangement so that I can make her also
balancing the
looking maybe a good reason to tell her stop now. But I didn't find. I was going still there. It was like 70 kilometers. Going. Then one day I went to visit the health center because I was a manager for that. Then I had bicycle. I went and I decided to plunge and go up to 70 kilometers to see.
70 kilometers bicycle.
Wow.
I went and then when I reached there, it was night time. Outside at around 10 tonight. She was already sleeping. And I went at the door, I knocked the door. The window. Now, the person who is opening the door is no more my girlfriend, it's a man. Oh, it's a man? Who are you? I'm asking. And the man inside is asking me, who are you? I said, no, I'm asking you. In the same time, my girlfriend came out. She was shaking, she was even vomiting, she was panicking. Telling me, she was calling me, Yapole, please, don't fight. This man is my cousin. He came, they sent him from the village. He came, he wanted to marry me. Then I go down. What? She said, you want to marry me? You want to marry you? She said yes. Okay. I was angry, but I became a bit calm. So, what did you say? The man want to marry you? She said yes. I said, okay. I said, okay, let's go in. We went in with her. The man was angry in the bedroom. He didn't come out. We went in. Then we spoke with my girlfriend. Then I told her, look, this is a good opportunity for you. As the man is coming to marry you, it's a good history, a good affair. Now, I want to leave you with him. Go love this man like you were loving me. Now I'm going to love my wife because I'm married now. So you stay, I'm going. The same night I pick up my bike and
70 kilometers altogether, 120 kilometers. Okay.
I started coming back. I could not reach my place because it was far. Then I slept somewhere on my way, and then the second day I reached home and I bought a lot of things to come and to ask forgiveness to my fiancée. I saw her crying. She was crying because she knew that I must be there. When she saw me, she came and quite said, please don't cry, because I came and I bowed down, I kneeled down in front of her with her. I said, this is the gift I bought for you. Don't think anymore about this project of me there. From now on, it's finished. I will no more go back that side. What? What do you say? No, I will no more go there. Did you find a man there? That is not a problem. My decision is now that I will no more go there. I'm with you and we can now proceed with our project. I was not yet pastor in that time. This is how I was living. So I went out while I was having a project for marriage because of the instability. I don't know if I can call it instability, but the position my wife to be was not stable. She was, sometimes she said yes, sometimes she said no, and then she put me in trouble. That's why I went out. And I think a lot of men can also find themselves in such a kind of situation. And they can go because of what their wife did. For example, also can be if the wife does not, the wife is not giving you what you want, you will go. You will go because a man need also to have sex. If you don't give today, tomorrow, and so on, he will find a way to satisfy himself. This is the experience of my life.
Thank you very much, Pastor Polo. So if you are just joining us now, it was Pastor Polo giving us a prehistory of his life, of why he had to have two double marital affairs. So Pastor Polo touched something, Doctor, as I move to you. I don't know how you're going to speak, but he touched something of the eyes here. We see it is all from the Bible. The Bible tells us that time David did not go to war. He was on top of the wall and he saw Bathsheba bathing, and then he had Solomon. The Solomon was a child of extramarital affairs. So Pastor Paul also brought the story of it is the sinful nature of a man. Is there any reason scientifically of why men are more likely to have extramarital affairs in their lifetime?
Thank you very much. What I can say, men, the way they were made is a little bit different from women. But all of us, men and female, our attitude, our behavior are being regulated by what we call hormones. So in the human being body, we have glands starting from our brains and then going to our genital areas. So the one in the brain, we have hypothalamus, we have a pituitary gland, and then we go to adrenal gland that around of our kidneys, and then our genital gland. For women, the ovaries. For men, we have testes. So let me come to men. But the difference with women is the women, they have hormones that are stimulated, two main hormones, the estrogen and progesterone. These two hormones regulate cycles that we call menstrual cycle of 28 days. So during these 28 days, they have what we call heat time, as people may say it in vulgar language. So exactly after they finish their menstruation, because the estrogen, which are women hormone, pick up. And as it pick up, at the time they feel the most to be with men. So when it reaches peak around 14 days there, the ovaries will release the eggs. And then that same estrogen will go down, and progesterone will go high, in order to prepare the bed for the baby. Then it will proliferate the inner part of the uterus so that it can be ready to receive the baby. So that time now, the estrogen goes down. So they're feeling also going in. At 28 days, the baby did not come, and then it will break down, dismantle the bed. By dismantling that bed, that's what they see menstruation. So saying it, female get that need periodically. It's not too hard. But the difference with male is that males, they do not have two hormones. So the pituitary produce the LH and FSH. These two the LH will try to stimulate the testes to produce male hormone. The male hormone, which is called testosterone. So this testosterone is produced every day. So there is no cycle there. So meaning that men can have those feeling every day because of androgen. Testosterone is one of the androgen, male hormones. So now, except the androgen and male hormones, the men also have what we call androgen receptor in their brains. Most of those receptors are on the prefrontal, frontal, temporal areas where eyes are. So those are receptors of androgen. So any stimuli at that area, easily the androgen, the testosterone will act. So that's why you see that no men, when they look, they can get excited by looking because they have androgen receptors in them. So the way they are built, inbuilt, already predispose them to having affairs. So naturally, they are not unlike women who can see and does not tell them anything if it is not around the period. But male, they are, and then male women also, their life, sexual life is a bit limited, reproductive life. So if you start maybe say from 12 years to around 47, 50 days, it stops. So because from there then they don't produce any more estrogen, they wait. That's why they have menopause syndrome. They feel hot and so on because the body doesn't produce that women hormone, the progesterone. That is even the one making them having fat distribution in the body and so on, it being the breast or the waist. But now when it comes in those times, the body does not produce them exactly anymore. It falls down. And then their interest in sexual things will also go down. But in male, they continue until you see a 17-old man, a 65-old man is still going looking for kids, looking for this.
Yes.
Why? Because naturally that is the way they are doing. So that is, but the nature is what Pastor said is flesh. So if the person depends on flesh, you do what the flesh requires. So when now what is not natural take over, so that the life of Christ, then this nature may be controlled. But if not, the man will just live like an animal. So when the command comes, they obey it. But there are those who normally live as animal because the command is there, but now there is the life of Christ and the Spirit of Christ that gives them strength to overcome it. But naturally, that is the way men are made. So that is what exposes them. And then those who do not have breaks, and those breaks can only come from Christ, so they will act as their body and their flesh requested.
Thank you very much for giving us the insight about how they frontal affect the eyes. So this is what I read concerning what you were talking about. It's what is trending on TikTok about. So they say that you are going to give us a theological point of view. They say that the reason why God created a woman, you spoke of there is menopause around 40, and whereby a man is not affected by menopause, is because God knew that the hypersexuality of a man is more. You see the difference. So now my question to you now is regarding now let's give a scenario that a woman has caught her husband in having extramarital affairs. Can we say it is the right thing or it is the right approach for her to divorce, to file for divorce? Because obviously evidence is there, he was caught. And probably the man is 60 or 70, the woman is reached a menopause. What is your take?
Okay, my take would be that it may not be advised because always when there is something happening, you should find the cause. What made that to happen? As Pastor Ponen said, there may be reasons that made this thing to happen. It may be because of a man's selfishness. It may be of peer pressure among people they live with, the friends, want to do as the friends are doing. It may also be because of the environment at home with their partners. maybe there's a lot of issues, a lot of problems, and then they try to solve it in a way or another. So that should not be the reason of divorcing, because if you divorce that man for that, you marry another one. Unless you decide to divorce and remain alone until Christ comes, until you die. But if you decide to get another man, you can be experiencing the same issue again, and then you divorce, and then wait until you find yourself wife for everyone in venue. Because you will be with, they say he has married, she has married and remarried 10 times. Why? Because you are looking for a perfect man. I think instead of destroying a marriage, it's better to find what are the causes and sort the cause out. Attack the root cause, not the person. And if the root cause is taken out, peace will come back. But trying to change is just like running from rain to the sea.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tony, for that. I go to you, Pastor Pauline. What is your take now in a woman saying, I do not love you because you are having extramarital affairs? What is the right approach that she must take now, since him he shows the results of infidelity?
Okay. This is a great question. In the Bible, the Pharisees came with the same problem. They were asking Jesus, is it allowed for a man, this was about a man, to divorce his wife? And Jesus said, what was it written in the book? He took them to the book. What Moses told you. Say, in the book is written that if a wife, a man, catch his wife in adultery, he has to divorce her. Jesus said it was not like this in the beginning. Because in the beginning, Genesis chapter 2, verse 24, is written, a man will leave his father and his mother and will abide with his wife. And then Jesus proceed in Matthew chapter 19, verse 6, he said, the one who divorced his wife and get another one commit a sin. Adultery. If you go, you divorce and you marry to another wife, your relationship will be an adulterous relationship. I think it's the same if we change. Man, that was about the man. Yeah, if we take now a woman who divorced because his husband got another wife, it will be the same. Yeah, you are destroying your marriage. Now, the marriage is already gone because of that unfaithfulness. But the thing which is important here, as a member of in that family, you need to use this word forgiveness. Forgive your husband. Sit with your husband. First, when you are sitting with your husband, find out what went wrong so that your husband go out and look for another wife in your side. Reflect on that. Because you must have also, you must somehow you can also participate in that action of your husband. So think about that and then approach your husband. Talk to your husband about that issue and tell him how much you are affected about this decision of him. Then you can solve the problem. he can say, no, I'm staying with my decision. Yeah, you can agree with that. If you are Christian, you can pray the Lord, give us, He will solve the problem. If you are not Christian, just stay. There is no problem because you are together. You are the first one your husband married. This one is coming. Just stay in that relationship, and the time we can change a lot of things. I know one of the big businessmen in my village. That was having a lot of cars, a lot of cattle. He was rich, and in every villages he was having a shop. In that shop, he was putting a lady selling the shop, and that lady was
the girlfriend.
The man. Until he went to take the sister of his wife.
Okay.
Yeah, to become now a seller of one of the shop. In his principle, those who are selling
automatically, right?
And the sister became not one, two sisters of the men became his wives. Yeah. They didn't separate in the family. They are member of the family. They remain in the family, and marriage also remained. Until the tate died, the sisters are alive until today. You see? So I think it's not wise to divorce. It's not wise to divorce. You can keep it.
Thank you very much, Pastor Paul. Pastor, there is a question really that is, you spoke of that is the glaze in what of a man. You spoke spiritually that breaks stand from the Lord. Now we go to your scientific world. Are there pills that can help? Like, let's say a man, the glands are affecting the man, probably while traveling in the road in his car. Are there pills that he can drink for the hormones to go down? Or is there anything he can do so that the hormones can just relax a little bit?
No. The hormones does not make someone mad. That's because that is a normal physiology. So meaning that the way it works, the person can also be able to control himself. So self-control comes from yourself. It's not like the way we feel like, no, I have to go to the toilet, I don't go, I will on the clothes. No, there's nothing like that. Everything is conceived in the head. In fact, even those minds, somewhere, somehow, can also be affected by those androgens. So because they're in the brain, they will start first creating something in your mind that you conceive, you start preparing, and then create the behavior to make it. And there is always a way to create self-control. Because for animals, they act as an instinct. So when there's a dog finishes to run, but we are not dog, we are human beings. So we can control our feeling as human beings. So though we have hormones that are in our body, same as women, when they are around the ovulation period, or they are around from after their menstruation, are they running everywhere looking for to get men? No, they feel it, but they find a way to contain themselves. So they are not pills, but take a book, read, or maybe do sport, keep your mind busy, so that you cannot, because everything's happening in the mind. If your mind is lazy, you are not doing anything, and then you are in your mind, next you will act in what your mind tells you. But if you keep yourself busy, do exercise, do gym, or do reading and so on, then you forget about that at the time. You meditate in the Bible, and then you keep yourself fine. So it's not like, I feel like to renege if I know I'm going to renege on my vows. Does not exist like that.
Thank you very much. So if you are just joining us, it was Dr. Tony telling us it is a normal feeling, but the normal feeling can be controlled. It starts in the mind, and then when it starts in the mind, you have got the power to make it stop. So before to finish, I'll go to you, Pastor Polly. Any last words that you want to give our viewers who are watching?
For all of our viewers, I can tell you that marriage was a project, a God project for the goodness of humanity. That's why He created Adam and gave him Eve to be together like His help. Now, that marriage was now unfortunately desecrated by the sin. When the sin came, and then marriage also lost power. But if you are in marriage, I can ask you to do your best, in asking to the Lord to give you wisdom, so that you can be able to come into that life of togetherness with another person. But before you to stay together with your husband or your wife, it's better to understand what is all about marriage. You understand it well, and also you do your best to understand your partner, the one you will stay the whole life together. Who is this? How is his life? How is exactly his, like Pastor Tony said, what is exactly required for a human being to be together with another one? This is the second thing, and the last thing will be to have a knowledge of the person, a knowledge of marriage. These three things you can, if you are Christian, you can find them in the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, from verse 3 to verse 4. Then you read them, you will see that there are three things you need to have in your life to make your marriage unbreakable until death.
Wow, really thank you, Pastor Polo, for giving us strong words. To every woman who's listening here, we are told that you need to have wisdom, understanding, and knowledge on how to operate in your marriage. And I go to Pastor Tony. Any last words that you want to give the viewers scientifically and theologically?
Okay, no, thank you very much. I appreciate everyone that spent his or her time to follow us discussing about this topic. It's a really topic and that is trending in our society. So we wanted to discuss about it to understand why, because this has been happening and we see it happening in our family, we see it happening among our friends, and we see that relationships are being teared up because of this. So to male who are following me, so they should understand first their body, to know what they've been made of, understand that what they may be feeling is normal, the way their body have been made. But what they should know, that they have the capacity to control, to have self-control over themselves, so that they may be able to keep their relationship healthy, and so they may be able to avoid all dangers that they come with multiple partners. We know now about HIV, we know about STDs, we know about certain STDs who are viral and cannot finish, that will not be treated. So all those are things that they should understand, that is not like they feel they should go to the toilet and then run to it. No, they should control, because their health is depending on that, the health of their wife or their partners depend on that, and the health of their children depend on that. So they should really make sure that they have that self-control over themselves. So it's important for them to know what they are feeling is normal, but they should have self-control over it.
Thank you very much. To those who are listening, to every man out there, it is a normal feeling, but we have got the power to control it. Thank you very much, Doctor. So, to those who want to get contact with you, you can give the viewers number. This is Pastor Paulo. To those who have joined us, who is also a marriage counselor and also the lead of Christ Campus Crusade here in the capital city of Namibia. Your contact number to those who want to communicate with you.
Yeah, if you want to contact me, my phone number is 081 if you are in Namibia, and if you are out, you add +264 81 56 46 539. Reverend Olen Kitiaka.
Thank you very much. And Doctor, your number to those who want to communicate to you before.
Okay, thank you very much. Our number of Orus Medical Center in Vidu is 061 400, so 061 400 794. So they can call us there if they want booking to get that pill that you're talking about. They can call and make a booking. We will be able to assist them with advice. And why not? We have PrEP. PrEP is just a pre-exposure prophylaxis, and then PEP is post-exposure prophylaxis. So those are medication we can just give for them not to be contaminated with HIV, but many other things can be there. But those medication we can prescribe to them if they are in need, so they can still make a booking on 061 400 794. That is our number at Orusubero Medical Center.
Thank you very much. So, Dr. Pastor was talking about Orusubero Medical Center. Where is Orusubero Medical Center located? It is located opposite Soweto Market in Katutura in the capital city of Namibia. Would like to thank you viewers for watching, and would like to thank you Dr. Lee for being part, and would like to thank you Pastor Paul for being part. So if you have got any burning question that you would like us to talk about, there is a comment section whereby you just type what you want us to talk, and then we'll give to you the juicy story. From us from Orusubero Medical Center, have a blessed evening and catch us live from the Healthy Talk. I'm your host, Tadema Bliza. Blessed night.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.